Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Intel Extreme Masters Shenzhen group stage. I am Nathanius. With me is Rotterdam, and we are about to get into our second series of the evening.
Also, Rotterdam08 on Instagram. I post a lot of selfies.
Selfies? I'm trying to step up my selfie game. I'm not quite there yet.
You've been getting. I also just noticed that you're getting a small 10. It's all those walks you do.
Dude, I've been walking around a lot, man. Seriously.
I see this.
Every time I turn on my phone, I get this notification. It's like, you've made this many steps in one day. And I'm like, I need to make more steps, man.
I got one of those wristbands today, and it's actually really demotivating because after I just ate 15 wings and I've just been laying on my bed all day, it's like, hey, the average user takes like 9,000 steps a day. Today you did 760. And I'm like, no, I just ate 15 wings.
GG!
Alrighty, guys, we are getting ready for game number 2. Or the second series of the day, excuse me, on Group B. It's going to be a really awesome one. One of my favorite Zergs in Europe, in the European scene, Liquid's very own Snute, will go up against an absolute Brood War legend, Stork. So that is not true, which it says on the top side of the screen. But it's going to be Stork versus Snute, and the score is 0-0. And this is going to be an awesome series, Nate. I haven't had the pleasure of casting this red Zerg on the right top side of the map for a while. He is, of course, Liquid Snute. But man, do I love this guy. Whenever I watch him play, whenever I have the chance to watch him play, because most of the time he's playing in tournaments when we're casting. But I love this kid, man, and I think he's awesome.
Snute is a really cool guy. I think the last time I got to see him was at DreamHack Summer. And yeah, it was fun. Had some drinks. He's a cool guy.
He is. He's super relaxed, actually.
He is a really chill dude.
Yeah, he's all business as long as he's in the tournament. But after that, he'll be that guy that cracks open a beer or whatever and just sits with you, talks about StarCraft for days. He is a nerd in the best form possible, basically, I would say.
Yeah.
He's just like a very, very nice nerd who loves StarCraft.
Yeah. He used to be a DDR champion. Pretty much,
he's actually...
I don't know if it was DDR or Stepmania. I don't know what they played in
DDR.
In Norway.
Oh, that sounded so condescending.
I don't know, man.
Do you feel that Norway is not worthy of having DDR?
There's DDR, there's what people would call as like the rip-off Stepmania, and then I know in Korea they play something completely different or something.
Yeah,
like
but they always do that. They just want to create their own game, so they're the best at it.
Fair enough.
All right, we saw Stork going for the gateway. Excuse me, man. What am I talking about, Nate? I haven't said anything correct yet today. Nexus first on the low ground, followed up by the gateway in his main, and 2 assimilators being wiped in at the same time. Snute on the other end went spawning pool first into hatchery on the low ground. Stork is going to scout him immediately. It was a really interesting way for Stork to scout. I think he knows that an overlord is supposed to show up there or something. Pretty sick scout.
Yeah, perhaps. That's you know, when we look at the way that this game opens up, right? For Protoss versus Zerg on this map, typically we see Protosses make plays off of 2 bases, right? So Snute, he's a player that I think you and I can both agree in Zerg versus Protoss matchup, not particularly, you know, a cheesy player. He's not likely, you know, we're not going to see 2 base or 3 base Zergling all in or Slowling all in, nothing like that. He wants to play a macro game. So on a map where pretty much every Protoss would love to kill you off 2 bases, I'm curious where Snute will take this game, because obviously he wants it to go as long as possible based on, you know, what we just talking about.
Yeah, I don't think that Stork is going to let Snute play his game. I really think that this is going to be Stork throwing a certain strategy at Snute, and then it's going to either defend and have a glorious game or just straight up die. Because this is a very greedy opening by Snute. Despite going spawning pool first, he still goes 2 hatcheries, and there is still no extractor at the 5-minute mark. This means that if Stork decides to get an extra gateway in his main, and then 2 gateways in the front, he can put on some serious 4 gateway pressure already, which I think would be pretty damn strong. Imagine if he gets...
Someone did this yesterday,
yes.
Seed, right? And he got wrecked by
Yeah, but that's because Seed didn't do it correctly. And Truth did still get an extractor, and he got a lot of roaches very early on. And look at Snute, like, it would already be too late. Stork, on the other end, is taking a very interesting approach to this opening of Snute. I did not expect this, Nate. Not at all.
So, it has to be Blink, right?
If you say so.
Alright. This is the part where it's like every time, like when I...
No, I agree with you. Like, it would be... If he actually tries to open up with Dark Templars and he doesn't do damage, then he's so incredibly far behind that it's not even funny. So... I think you're right. This has to be Blink. This must be Blink, pretty much.
Yeah. And So he's going to come in. I actually still like this pressure, too. Like, this is one of the most fun ways, I think, to use a gate, any type of gateway opening, just get those first 2 units out and just harass.
Wow, he's actually going DT.
He is. Okay.
Oh. I mean,
That's
who
not
are
my
we?
Protoss knowledge, man.
Who are we to question an actual boudoir god, eh?
Yeah, that's true. Stork is he can pretty much do whatever he
I don't
wants.
like how Stork has played this. He's gonna lose his Stalker most likely.
No.
I think it's just a matter of time. He's definitely going to lose his Zealot. There is no additional pressure. I really think, knowing how good Snute is, that Snute is going to find this probe. He almost has to. He has plenty of Zerglings to find this probe as well. With 16 Zerglings, yeah, they may be slow Zerglings, but with 16 Lings, he should be able to scout this.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, then it's just...
Do you think because he pushed that area away, maybe he's not expecting the probe to still be around there?
I think it's a little sloppy by our Snute. Much as I love me some Snute. Okay, Snute, the good thing is though, Nate, he sees absolutely nothing. That has to be sort of scary. This gives him the idea that he's playing against a tech build. He does see that Stork is mining of this simulator as well. DT will be ready to be wiped in 10 seconds from now on. Actually, I think he only has a single gate to wipe in from. That's good news. He's gonna have to wait for those two gates. Okay, two gates is enough.
DTs can be...
Oh, Snute, this could be a great scout. Snute, high ground.
No! Does Snute have a lair yet?
No.
So he has no...
He has one Spore Crawler.
It's not that...
Oh yes, please send them both to that one Spore Crawler. Sorry guys, we're biased.
You think he's gonna try to kill them, or...?
No. Look at Snute. This is so sick, actually. This is like best case scenario for Snute. Okay, he's gonna lose a lot in his main. Look, oh, that's really smart. Stork is wasting very precious time over here, Nate.
I think he could have killed. He
could have killed so much. Is there a Spore going up over here? Yes, 2 Spores even. But Snute has Zerglings over here as well. These Dark Templars won't do all that much. Oh my God, Snute, did you just lose? He only lost a single drone.
That is pretty good.
That is remarkable.
That was definitely not bad.
Okay, there's still Dark Templar here.
I mean, he's going straight into Immortals, right? He's got +1 attack just finished up.
Wow, Stork really respected Snute a little too much there. If he just sends those 2 first Dark Templars over here, he's gonna kill 15 drones in a hatchery. Simple as that.
Yeah, this is a really tricky spot to be in. Oh, and this is this is the crux of this map. Is getting a 3rd base is not.
The
easy.
sentries could get trapped as well by the Zerglings. Here come the Zerglings.
Nope.
Well,
the Immortals out. The DTs are here. There's no Overseer with these forces, so anything that gets stuck can be killed pretty quickly. Which I mean, he's got that going for him. Which is nice.
Love that response time though by Stork, because for us it's very easy to see something like that. You know, we know that Snute is that good that he's gonna try to prevent those sentries from retreating and swing the Zerglings around. Stork doesn't have our map vision, but he still sees that as well. He realizes that this is a serious threat in like 0.5 seconds, drops the force fields immediately, keeps his units alive. But man, he definitely missed a large window of opportunity over here with those 2 Dark Templars.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Snute could have been a lot worse off at this point. Now he can flood out a lot of units.
Why is Snute not killing this violence?
He's already going for... he's not killing that Dark Templar. There we go. Well, Snute's already going for an infestation pit. I don't think he's... do you think... Oh, he is a hive. Okay.
Wow, that's a really quick hive.
I wasn't sure if he was going to do that Snute thing where he just builds a lot of swarm hosts.
Is that a Snute thing?
That's a Snute thing to do.
Snute's gonna try to cancel this base. He might succeed in doing so, even though there's a lot of HP already on this Nexus. He has to be careful as well, because while going up to Hive, even if he cancels this Nexus, if he loses all of the units, I have a really dicey feeling about this attack from Snute. I don't think I like it very much, Nate.
Yeah, this is tricky. I mean,
he's not gonna kill this Nexus. So many force fields are available. He knows it. Good thing is that Snute is not super overcommitted. Like, he saved most of his units. I was afraid he was going to lose all of his units, but Snute is that good that he won't do that.
Yeah, these Zerglings for Snute, though, I think they're going to lose a lot of their utility as this goes on, because +2 attack's about to finish up. His +1 Carapace is so late. Like, the Zealots absolutely annihilate the Zergling forces in any straight-up engagement.
Totally agree with you. In a straight-up fight, these Zerglings are going to be absolutely useless. They won't add anything to the fight at all. However, 30 Zerglings running into this base when the army's out of position, that's a number that's definitely annoying enough to be a force to be reckoned with, as a wise man once said on the soundboard.
He sees the Hive just completing. This is really nice for Stork to know.
This is so weird.
But is there anything he can even do against the Vipers?
I mean, are the Vipers that scary? If without Hydralisk, like, I guess Roaches are scary too if you abduct the Immortals. I don't know, this is a very bizarre little game. I'm loving it.
He's no observer, he's like stepping out onto creep.
Yeah, Stork actually can't commit to this. Snute got away with his crazy Hive tech, Gonna try to swing around, try to force out the recall, because why not?
Yeah. Oh, I like these Zerglings trying to cut off the retreat path. But the Hydras and Roaches are held back by the force fields. The Immortals are still, they're still immortal, so...
Snute is maxed out now, at least he freed up supply. He makes 26 Zerglings once more. Ambitious, considering the fact there are a lot of Dark Templars on the map as well. There's still this War Prism on the north side that could get very tricky. The next attack is going to be extremely important, because there's already a Twilight Council, of course, and +3 is even on the way. That if Stork minds a little longer of this 5th and 6th assimilator, he can get High Templars as well. And High Templars and Colossus are gonna most likely win him this game. This War Prism harassment is real, but at the same time,
this arc is nice. The Blinding Clouds on the fake Colossus. Really the Time Warps are also, as you mentioned,
retreat,
pretty good.
I think Stork is too good to lose to a push like this when he has so many Blink Stalkers. Even though there's a lot of damage output in the Zerg army, but Blink Stalkers with +2 upgrades should reign supreme in this situation.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, Stalkers are known for being pretty bad at times. However,
okay.
I guess Snute is actually going to roll through this.
Man, I really thought that this fake Colossus was going to do way more damage. Kappa.
Well, the fake Colossus did not end up being the real MVP. He had the Overseer there, so...
I mean, Stork did survive. Yes, he lost crazy amounts, but he did survive. And during all this, he did kill this 4th base, so that is something. The next push, however, is going to be extremely difficult for Stork to deal with. No more Mothership Core means... No, actually, I think Stork is in so much trouble, Nate. I don't think that he... Okay, he drops the Templar Archives now. That is very, very ambitious, because he has, like, no units.
Yeah, the no-unit Templar Archives build is pretty tricky.
He has no more Time Warps, no Photon Overcharge, no Force Fields. Snute might be able to do it after all. I was worried about that attack, but man, Roaches and Hydras are good against fake Colossus.
Yes, they are. Oh, the defensive Dark Templar Warping is cute. Yeah. There is not an Overseer with this army, however.
There's nothing else.
That one DT, as strong as Dark Templar are, it's going to take him a while to get through everything.
No +3 attack either, and that is very unfortunate. +3 Blink Stalkers can turn games against just good old Roach Hydra. There is a Zealot in Epic hand-to-hand comeback with the screen. Like, I have no idea how that happened. And these two had a personal argument, man. They're like...
She wasn't interested, though. Yeah. She backed off.
This is like Jon Snow and the lady.
I'm not that far yet.
Sorry.
They just met where I'm at. So, more Immortals. Charge is on the way. And Hydralisk, I mean, pretty much charge is almost done for the Hydras. That's speed upgrade.
I mean, the supply is still a tiny bit close because Snute has a more... Okay, that's a very good Blinding Cloud. Man, this sniping this force has actually been extremely important. A couple of force fields would be really useful over here, Stork.
Only one Immortal remaining.
Okay, he doesn't have enough DPS right now to fight it. I really think the Templar Archives was a terrible position for that phase in the game because he had no gas already. It never really did anything for him. A few force fields would have made it so easy for him to defend against this Roach Hydra push.
Yeah, Snute played a phenomenal game, and really, when you look at the way that this started, those two Dark Templar could have ended this so much faster. They pretty much should have given him almost an irrecoverable lead. So good game goes out, and Snute finds himself up 1-0 against Stork, which is impressive.
Really fun game here on Merry-Go-Round. It's currently 30 minutes past 11 p.m. by the way for us guys, so like our casts are a little bit goofy, but we're going to try to keep it sort of serious as well because this is still the Intel Extreme Masters. This is the main event, and these are some very, very important games that are being played. Would be awesome to see Snute have the run of a lifetime. He is in... calling it a group of death is hard because all 4 groups are very tough, but with Innovation, with True, who is phenomenal in any matchup other than ZvP apparently, and also with Stork, who recently was crowned the MVP of a round in Pro League. This is a very, very strong group on paper. However, that was a good game won by Snute, but it was also a very unorthodox game won.
Yeah, Snute, I mean, he did what we expected Snute to do. He wanted to macro up, he wanted to power up off 3 bases and just kind of, you know, play for that late game, which, I mean, I don't know if you could call it as much late game, but he got a fast hive. He wanted to play the later tech. He didn't want to sit on some of the early endless skirmishes that can happen in Zerg versus Protoss and Stork. Like we kind of just said, I think he could have cleaned house at that 3rd base, but he decided to go, you know, he tried to call a bluff, but it wasn't there.
You know, sometimes when you practice against really, really good players, you stop believing in certain openings and you don't want to go for the greedy thing anymore because the greedy thing can backfire. But perhaps Stork had too much respect there for Snute, because if he would just send those 2 Dark Templar towers at 3rd base, with no layer, with no spore there's no way you keep it alive. It's just impossible. You're never going to be able to walk a spore all the way over, because by then, like, also Stork is probably going to realize, like, hey, this guy still doesn't have detection. He can wipe in another Dark Templar. The drones would have to be evacuated. The hatchery could fall. He could have done so much damage. He didn't. Either way, game number 2 is live. It is going to be played on Overgrowth. We're still having the Chinese client as well, so we apologize for the terrible, not terrible, but very scary game sounds.
It's not that bad for the Zerg and Protoss.
It's mostly the Marine.
They don't speak English.
Good point, good point. The Marines are scary, though.
Yeah, the Marines are scary.
Either way, over here on the left bottom side of the map, we have the four in the rope himself representing Liquid. Give it up for Snute, as the Germans like to call him. Some of the Norwegians as well.
Yeah.
But whenever we talk with him, he just always calls himself Snute. You know what's really funny when I hear a funny story about Snute?
Sure.
It's not that funny, actually. But I met Snute for the very first time at World Cyber Games 2011, I believe it was, in Busan, South Korea. I was like, he's like, hey, I'm Snute. I was like, hey, awesome, awesome to meet you. I'm Roddy. It's like, cool. So we started talking for a while. I was like, how old are you, by the way, Snute? He's like, I don't know. I was like, what? He's like, I don't count. I was like, how do you not know how old you are? He's like, well, he's like, I don't really care about my birthday. He's like, I think I don't even know what to say anymore. He's like, I think I'm 18. I could also be 19. I was like, what? I've never met anyone on that age. You know, like if you ask someone who's like 78, I can understand that they're confused, you know, if it's like 79 or 77.
Yeah, that's weird.
Normally when you're in your teenage years, you know how old you are. But
in America, everyone knows everything in America is limited on your age, man.
Yeah, I guess in Europe, you know, you have freedom when you're 12.
In Europe, you don't have to wait to get your freedom. But, in the top right, of course, the blue Protoss player, who I'm assuming is also quite free at the moment. It is Stork.
Why would you assume he's quite free?
I don't know. He seems like a free kind of guy. Plays Protoss, does whatever he wants. You know? So he's actually, is he doing it again? Can you press the D, Roddy, so we can see the beautiful production
God,
tab?
Nate.
Okay, so it's going to be a Nexus first into Forge. This is what I was.
How would you say that? Insightful?
Insightful. We're still going to give you the best brand of analysis.
Yes.
It's not really possible for us to be more goofy than Apollo sometimes anyway. So he wants to deny this third base. The probe doing some micro. What's nice, the probe saw the third base, so he knows he's up against, you know, a 3-base Zerg player.
Yeah.
Snute, we kind of expect him to be greedy like this anyway. Like if you don't follow Snute a lot, if you're like, I'm Norwegian and I just wanted to watch a Norwegian guy play, Snute likes to play greedy in almost every matchup, I'd say.
But this was a very safe opening by Stork because he got the Forge before the gateway, so he could have potentially... No, he can't actually really do all that much with it because it's a spawning pool first opening. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Also, the last game, I really felt that Stork could have done 4 gateway pressure, but he didn't. I really felt it was shaping up perfectly for him to do something with it. He had a very quick cyber core. He went Nexus first, into gate, into core immediately. He could have done whatever he wanted. Then we saw the Twilight. You said it had to be Blink. I didn't want to disagree with you, so I was like, you know what, Nate, I have your back. You're my partner. It has to be Blink. It was DTs.
I've commentated enough times in Control to know that if you ask for the crazy things, they just never happen. So I learned to stop calling out Dark Templar. But that was, you know, as cool as it was to actually see the Dark Shrine, I feel like, you know, I guess we can kind of go on and on about this all day, but it really should have done a lot more damage. And certainly this game, Stork is probably reluctant to do any other strategies that could potentially send him behind if they don't work.
Let's play a game. Name 5 NA Protosses who would have done more damage with the TTs than Stork.
Any North American Protoss. They would have seen drones and
just... Yeah, but like 5 guys who are like notorious for it.
Notorious. They're like 5 NA Protosses at the top anyway, right? No?
I would say...
You just go through the list.
I start. Solaris Padre.
Al Padre. Yes. Solaris Padre.
Bills.
Bales would.
Believe
would. Bonkaroony would.
Bonkaroony and Virium.
Those Arium too. I want to give him a special bonus. Arium gets the bonus round.
Those are 5 guys who would have done that better than Stork. And guys, put it on your resume. This is a really interesting opening as well by Stork, because he's opening up with 4 gateways plus 1. He is gonna expand, Nate, but this is the type of expand where I have my doubts. I feel that he's gonna drop a pile and he's gonna drop 4 more gateways, and he's actually just going to 8-gate the hell out of Snute. And this is a very wild prediction now. Maybe I'm like
that is quite bold.
Maybe I'm completely underestimating the macro potential of Stork.
Oh,
Maybe
Twilight Council.
Yeah, okay, I am. Never mind.
So he's gonna play ball.
I've been casting too much WCS America. Excuse me.
It's no, this is Stork. It's not Arthur. We're good. We're good. So his lair's almost done. Roach Warren has completed. He's gonna get some evolution chambers, which makes sense.
Late night casting is fun. We should do this more often.
Late night casting.
WCS America from now on starts at 11 p.m. Pacific.
Welcome to late night with WCS America.
This is a really interesting build by Snute as well, as he's. No, never mind.
No, it's not that interesting. He's just like, no. This build is so plain.
No,
there's absolutely nothing.
It's a strong build, definitely, but it's a very Snutish build. Also, no creep spread at all so far by Snute, despite going up to 4 hatcheries at the 9-minute mark. He might get a macro hatch as well. This reminds me a tiny bit of Tootming, but then Tootming wouldn't get the infestation pit this quickly.
So now I have to ask you, as Protoss player, Roddy, I see +2 on the way and I see Blink on the way, and I see a lot of Stalkers have been warped in this game. Is he just going to try to hammer out a big push with maybe 10 or so gateways off 3 bases when Blink finishes, or?
He doesn't have the gates for it yet. I mean, yeah.
He's at 6 right now, right?
Yeah, he can throw in 3 more, and during Locust being reset, he's getting a Robo now. I really think if Stork would have done what I thought, if Stork would have channeled the inner NA Protoss in himself, if he would have just 8-gated the hell out of Snute, I think he would have been in a really good position.
Yeah, that might have actually worked. But now the Swarm Hosts, this is like
it's a thin window, and most likely Stork will be able to get a base, but he's not gonna kill Snute over here because of the Locust. At least most likely not. Still very scary because Snute has like no creep spread, absolutely no map vision either. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, this is gonna get awkward.
Yeah, it's strange. Burrow,
you fools! Okay. He's burrowed. These force fields, though, he can still block away this natural. I think he can still kill the 3rd, no? He should be able to kill the 3rd base at least, right?
Yeah, maybe with a lot of force fields. I'm not too sure about it. Oh, those are good force fields there. He's going to get the queens. I don't think he's going to get a hatchery, Nate. I think there will be a few too many Locusts. There's no observer either. The robotics facility has just finished up, for the people at home who are wondering about it. Robobay just finished up. No observer on the map. There's actually not the damage he was looking at. Look at these sentries, by the way. Sentries!
Oh, run for your lives!
1 sentry falls, 2nd Stalker dies as well.
This is tough. I feel like this is actually getting worse and worse for Stork as by the minute now.
No, I agree with you. I don't think
second.
He should definitely get this though. Does he have force wheels? Not enough, but he still got that.
Can he recall how many energies in that mothership core? It's close. Okay, he's gonna have enough.
This is such a useless army against Swarm Monster.
Yeah. The thing is, this map is too small to make big plays like Huck and Puck have done against. I immediately think back. I think it was Huck versus Violet. I think Huck and Puck both versus them. But
Snute, run by! The gates were open. The floodgates were open. Shout out to my German friend Christoph.
Let loose the lings of war.
You've met Christoph, right?
Of course.
His floodgates are often open.
I just take it at face value on that one.
It's a German thing.
Extended Thermal Lance is on the way. +3 attack, and is that 1 or 2? One more robotics facility.
Yeah, double robo. This is a traditional way of dealing with Swarmos.
I like it's the traditional. This is the old-fashioned.
No, it is. You know, like this is what we used to do. This is what I would still do. Not because I think it's the best way.
Oh.
Might actually be if I had better macro. I mean, with Stork's macro and multitasking is mostly what I want to refer to. He's gonna get this queen, by the way. But this could actually still work for him. Because if he just makes double robo, gets a very scary army, but still harasses all over the place, he's gonna lose the warp prism. A tiny bit sloppy. Queens, good transfuse there. Actually, Snute is not going to lose a whole lot over here, Nate. Maybe a queen or 2, but for like 9 zealots.
Yeah.
Not too bad. He has good economy. Snute needs a little bit more static D, and that's what he's getting right now.
Yeah, a lot of static defense being placed for Snute to help hold
there's
on.
one thing I'm a tiny bit depressed with, and that's Snute's creep spread so far. Of course, Stork is going to do an active job. He blinks forward. He's going to get a bunch of Swarmos here for free.
That is
4,
nice.
5, gets all 6 of them. for just like 2 or 3 Stalkers, also blinks away, gets a few creep tumors. It's so important that you deny creep spread. Yeah, this was absolutely phenomenal.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's...
This looked like a very small move, but this is a game-changing move here for Stork. Doesn't mean it's a game-winning move, but it definitely buys him so much time and completely changes the way that this game would have normally unfolded in the next 2 minutes.
Yep. So how many swarm hosts does he have right now? He's building 7. He has 6. Oh, God, you have a lot of swarm hosts.
But
Snute
still,
really
the creep really got pushed back. The swarm host count got reset. This allows Stork to go up to you know, that 4th base. Robo count, the Colossus count is climbing. What he does need though, he also needs Storm. Because with just Colossus, most of the time... Oh, yes, Templar, sweet mama. He doesn't have Storm yet.
He's clearing a little bit of this creep
there
out.
There are Vipers though, he has to be careful. Like, you can't really donate too many Colossus. You know, I wonder how much experience Stork has playing against this. Of course, Stork is a Pro League monster, but I still feel that this is more a European thing.
I don't think he can push into this.
Wow.
Zergling counterattack, kill a Colossus, and the Zealots being warped in defensively. Like, this is the more...
Oh, he can go to the main. He can go to the main and force field the ramp. But there are Vipers.
Nerp. Oh, he's fighting this Locust Wave, but...
He killed 2 Vipers, but he lost the Mothership Core.
Well, now he's... You know what?
But he has force fields though, Colossus.
Yeah, well, he just... I feel like he just checked into Hotel California, man, because there is no way he's getting this army out of here. Maybe some of the Stalkers.
Well, actually,
these Colossi should be as good as dead, no?
No, these Colossus can walk down the ramp.
You think they'll make it down the ramp? They have to go down the first ramp to the natural area first.
He might lose the Colossus, but he's still getting some serious work done. However, this was not the Hive. This is the Hive in a natural. That's a really smart play by Snute. This happens very often in this matchup, by the way. I almost feel this on purpose. Let's not forget that Stork is still multitasking as well.
He's got his gold base too, so he's got a good economy.
Yeah, this is still definitely worth it, especially...
He abducted the sentry.
That's actually a really good abduct. Because that was the last force field. Yeah, that's actually a really good abduct, because now he's going to save his evolution chamber, maybe even the infestation pit, and that's actually a... wow, did he just kill a Colossus?
Oh man, the Locusts are going to walk up, and the Colossi are going to escape. See? Wow. Those Colossi, man. That's like...
Stork just found his own Hotel California.
The elephant just made it through the ventilation shaft. He's like, I shouldn't be able to do this, but I did.
No, that was, I mean, that was really cool by both players. Snute saved some of his very important infrastructure. Would have sucked to lose +3 missile attacks. So very good job there by him. Stork saving way more units there than he should have. And above all, there is just no creep spread. And this is the most important thing. And I refuse to believe that this is Snute's fault, because Snute normally has magnificent creep spread when he plays Swarm Host. You can ask any European Protoss and they will all tell you it's a nightmare to play against Snute when he does this style. So it's just really Stork playing apparently very, very well. Maybe we even missed a few things.
I mean, Stork's aggression early on, I think, also kept him back a little bit. He was able to snipe some of the queens in the earlier engagements.
Because it's really hard to make this style work, you know. We see so many North American Protoss players. I definitely don't want to bash on Noni, but I've seen Noni walk around with this style so many times as well, and often dying against crazy amount of Locusts. But Stork is making it work.
Yeah, and it's surprising how many units he's willing to trade into Locusts too. I guess it's because of his economy, but he's like just throwing Zealots just to tank a little bit.
Though.
And now he's got on top of him.
He's standing on top of the Swarmos, and the Vipers keep dying as well. We currently have only 1 Viper on the map. Where is Snute's army, Nate? I just don't get it.
The Colossi are getting tagged up on, trying to escape.
These Archons are eating some real damage now.
Yeah, those Archons are being the tanks.
The reinforcements have arrived.
Oh, right onto the Vipers. It's like, yeah, you can bet the Colossi, but...
He has killed so many Vipers already. It's not even funny. I really wish this interface had like the lost unit step. Not units, resource lost step.
The specific units lost step.
But I feel like 10 Vipers have been sniped already in this game, and also I feel that is a compliment to how well Stork is playing, because normally that wouldn't happen to Snute.
Man, this is really good play by Stork.
What is this like?
He got stuck, man.
No, he's just afraid.
He has 1 kill.
He's a chicken. Yeah, probably a Zealot or something, or a Sentry that's been left behind. I'm disappointed in that Swarm Host.
The thing is, because it's Swarm Host, like Snute, despite any losses, he still got he still has a very powerful army.
He's in a position still to win this game. Abduct.
Oh, there we go.
Still though, he needs a
another one.
Up.
Double abduct. No. Okay.
It's a different one, but he will get it.
Not bad.
Okay, so this also compliments to Snute for somehow still squeezing out enough units to actually stay alive, and he feels confident enough to go back to droning. He has 2 Vipers now, he's making 3 more. He has pretty much nothing but Swarm Host. Again, Stork with a hit squad, by the way, on the right side of the map. It would have really excited me if he had an Observer in this little mix as well, but with the Zealots tanking a little bit of the damage of the Spines, it should still be good enough to do some real work over here.
Yeah, I like it. The Zealots will help really kill the Queen as well. And
yep, Colossus.
Yeah. He's dropping Colossi left and right, but he still has a crazy number on the map.
Look at these Queens.
Dem Queens. Dem drones!
Oh my god, Queens are so good. Queens are so good.
And Zealot just charged through the drones? Oh, he mineral locked. That's a lot of spines.
He needs that as well. I definitely don't mind seeing that. Small pause. Stork is apparently facing a tiny bit of lag. We are currently looking at a very interesting game, which is still even. For a moment, it really almost looked like Stork had broken the defense of Snute. There were no locusts anymore, Swarm hosts were dying, most of the Vipers got picked off, the main died, but Snute did a really good job in somehow staying alive, somehow hanging in there.
Yeah, I'm honestly impressed because I thought, okay, he should kill the Colossi escaped, a lot of the Stalkers escaped, and it got really tricky, but I don't think, it's hard to say, really. I guess it's just how cost-effective Swarm Host can be, but he lost a lot of Swarm Hosts this game. Like, the first 8 Swarm Hosts he made got killed for free, basically for free.
I'm a little bit worried, as both players seem to have a lot of network spikes.
Yeah, so it's just, it might be an issue it might potentially be an issue with the venue internet.
Yeah, we don't know, of course, guys. We are, for the people who have just joined us and are watching this entertaining game of StarCraft 2, we are in our regular studio in Burbank, California. As we love America too much to leave it behind for the weekend, so we decided to stay here.
Yeah.
And maybe we should head over to a very small... Actually, I don't really want to just throw it to a break, but I also have no idea how long this could take. And obviously we have no... I mean, we probably have some form of communication with China. There's probably someone in the back, our producer, holding it down.
Yeah.
There's someone out there talking with someone in China. Nate pissed off someone in China today. Nate made a joke to the admin.
I made one joke. Like you can tell they're having like a really busy, stressful day when I can make like a small joke and then get like, no, man, I'll let you know when the game's ready. Don't mess around. I'm like, okay. But
anyway, I'm really enjoying this game. This has been really interesting, and I'm not saying that because your caster and everything is really interesting. I actually think that this game has been pretty fascinating so far because it played out in a pretty unique way. Snute didn't really get his usual Swarm Host style going. Stork had a weird admin wants Roddy to leave. Okay.
So I guess we're not going to commentate the rest of this
I can't
game.
talk with them either, so should I just leave?
Can do the most just ghetto attempt to reach out to somebody ever.
I will actually wait until my production crew confirms this before I leave the game. Of course, I will apologize to Snute afterwards, but I can't actually talk with Snute. But Snute also said that now the spikes already seem to be better. So I would like to get this confirmed on my production crew that I should indeed leave this game. If I leave this game, then we cannot actually see the result of it. That would be very, very sad.
Yeah, that's not completely ideal, of course. I want to thank you, those of you guys who have tuned in and stuck around with us.
Snute said, please wait. So we'll just wait, guys, and hang in there. Sorry, Nate, go ahead.
Yeah, but thank you guys that have stuck around with us, of course. We've been looking and reading your funny comments in the chat because I know some of you guys are up really late with us, as we usually...
Are they as goofy as us?
Some people... There was someone who wanted to add Hitman to the list of North American Protosses who could probably kill those DTs, and I have to agree with you, person whose username I've already forgotten, but your point was good. Yeah. And this is... Hopefully everything will be resolved to the point where we can be able to show you guys the rest of this game.
Yes. I'm going to give it a final go. If Snute will ask me one more time to leave because he just told me to wait, I will leave because they're discussing it right now with the admin. I personally hope secretly, fingers crossed, that they want to give us one more try because I really have a hard time believing that it's us. I don't think that we influence that much. I tried to do that.
Yeah. Does it say?
We only have 1 or 2.
2 spikes a minute.
All right, so Snute wants to continue. He wants to keep us in the game. So thank you very much, Snute. You're a generous god, and I truly hope that the network issue will be fine. So the game is live. Let's just go ahead and jump back into the game. in just a matter of seconds. So we are watching game number 2 on the Overgrowth. Tell your friends, tell your foes.
IEM.
Oh, don't tell your foes.
It.
Don't get in trouble. That would be bad. If you call your foes right now at like midnight Pacific, they might get really mad at you.
If they're your foes. Yeah. Did you say folk or foes? Like
foes, like enemies.
Okay, why wouldn't you want to wake them up at 3 in the morning?
Yeah, because then they get really mad at you. We get people in trouble, Nate.
Okay, okay.
Alrighty, a lot of Zealots being spammed on the right side of the map. There were a bunch of spines, but not enough. However, this is an investment for Stork as well, even though most of the time Pros players run out of minerals, run out of gas way before they ever run out of minerals. So stuff like this is okay, but I do feel, Stork, that you need to be doing something else. And even though it may look like he's not doing all that much, he's keeping the creep at home, and I think that is very, very important. Templar gets sniped with 200 energy. These are snipes that right now seem irrelevant, but in a later stage of the game could become very, very important. Don't donate your Colossus either. There are Stargates on the way. There's +1 air weapons. There are shield upgrades on the way.
We're gonna get Tempest, Roddy?
Yeah. Yes. We are gonna get Tempest. We're gonna get carriers. We might get a bunch of Void Rays. We're gonna get all the good things alive. Stalkers are being abducted now.
He is really trying to just get his money's worth out of this.
I mean,
it's working, right? He's
it is a guaranteed kill.
Yeah. I just like the idea of the Stalker can kind of traverse a large distance on its own with Blink, and then immediately you get pulled and you blink back.
Double abduct. Fleet Beacon being warped in, and 6 Zealots as well.
So how much does he actually care about losing those? That's a lot of Zealots.
Not at all. It's a tiny bit frustrating because you would rather do more with them than just lose them like that, but this is really not a big deal, losing Stalks in this phase in the game. This is actually a successful little snipe. It's going to slow Snute's economy down. Once more, this is also not as bad as it looks like. You guys might be wondering.
Oh, wow, he's actually getting his ults on top of these swarm hosts. That is not what Snute's looking to have happen. Picks off one of them.
Now all Zealots will die. Locusts are very good.
Yeah, Locusts are pretty good versus Zealots.
Very, very good.
They have some crazy death sounds too.
I actually don't think that Locusts are better against any other unit than Zealot. Like, Zealot must be the most useless unit in the game against Locusts.
What about Zerglings?
No.
Alright, I'll take your word for it. Oh, I mean, this is just great positional use.
From downtown! Oh, it's Miller time, but not yet. I was referring to basketball player Mike Miller.
Of course.
No, you're laughing because you thought I was talking about the beer.
No.
Don't lie to me, Nate.
No.
Do you know it's Miller time? No.
I've never heard of that in my entire life, Kev.
Yeah, he used to play for the Miami Heat, then he went somewhere else. Could have been Denver or Houston or... Where was he? I don't know where he was. But now he's going to go back to Cleveland. He's going to play with LeBron James. How do you feel about that, Nate?
I am ecstatic. You know what? I am as happy about that as you are about, I don't know, the Jets coming to San Diego in a few weeks.
That's actually really cool. I'll drive you. We'll go watch some football, drink some beer, eat popcorn. No,
watch my team lose.
Eat hot dogs.
Cry.
Oh.
He's making a lot of Tempest, though.
The Jets or the Mets are totally going to win.
You call them the Mets half the time, too.
Yeah.
DTs are going to come in and try to snipe this hive. I always love to see DT snipe hives just because it looks really cool.
There are so many queens, though. There are so many queens.
The transfused train.
No!
He doesn't get it. Oh, man.
That is a big snipe. Losing your hive is not fun, especially not when you're dropping 2 spires at the same time.
Yeah, that's tricky. There's still a very powerful ground force.
Oh, look at all these swarmos. So many swarmos could die. Good
he hasn't
storms
revealed
there
the Tempest
as well.
yet either, so he's doing all of this. He's got a mothership on the way.
Stork is playing good.
Stork just doesn't see.
Look at him, a mini map.
Afraid of Locust, man.
The mini map is lighting up like all over the place. There are Dark Templars somehow in the main, killing a lot of drones as well. How many drones have died this game? 61 already. Snute has never made it past the halfway mark, I feel like, for like the last 15 minutes. I hear Chinese sounds. It's very fun. I want to turn up my...
Kills the swarm host?
Wait. I want to turn up my game sound.
The Zealots do make a different noise as well. I wonder if the Dark Templar do.
This is really exciting for me because I really enjoy listening to crazy sounds. Some of them make crazy sounds, not all of them.
Some of them. The Zergs don't even use
the problem is when
words.
I turn up my game sounds, I turn up myself, and I really hate listening to myself. I am amazed by how many of you out there actually like it.
Yeah.
You guys are good people.
Yeah, we had this chat with Day 9 in Atlanta. It's like, man, it's like you absolutely hate hearing your own voice. I couldn't agree more. And now he knows there's Tempest. He probably realizes there's a mothership as well, and this is where things get awkward. He does have a lot of spore crawlers already, though.
Oh, so many feedbacks could land. Look at these Vipers. They're so juicy.
Oh, man. The storms are dropping to clean the Locusts up, and these Archons are going to plow through the spore crawlers with the help of those Colossi, and then What do you do now?
Storm is not that risk.
The only anti-air is Queens at the moment, right?
Yeah, Snute is not that rich at all. 12 Tempest is a whole lot of Tempest. Man, Stork has just played this. Oh, feedback's landing
feedbacks
as well.
Are real, Roddy.
It's Miller time, Nate.
He is cleaning house.
Wow, Stork made this look easy. Why do I keep calling him Stork?
A crazy amount of Vipers have died in the matches today,
Yeah.
in this first best of 3 between these two guys.
Snute may have won game number 1 on merry-go-round, but game 2 on Overgrove, it has been all Stork pretty much. It looked a little dicey, but he made this look easy. You can really see that the multitasking skills from a Brood War Legend like that really pays off when you're trying to play double robo gateway style immediately against a Swarmos user. But he kept Snute at bay, and even though some of it looked so easy, it's really not that easy to execute, guys. It's actually very difficult.
Now Stork is looking like he's trying to tie this one up. I really don't know what Snute could do at this point. There's too much.
There's nothing he can do.
Like there's simply too much here from Stork.
He's never been like. The worst thing is that normally, you know, when you try to do stuff like this, you get a couple of good feedbacks, your Tempest do some damage, but they have like 5,000 bank or like 10,000, 8,000, and they make like 24 Corruptors, and then you suddenly lose all your Tempest. Snute does not have the money to do something like that, Nate.
Yeah, these Tempests are absolutely annihilating the few Corruptors that are on the map. Trying to move the Swarm Host back, but he's moving away from his only
Look at this is
one
so
of his only
annoying
mining
as well
bases. Yeah, you can't see any of those forces on the ground. It's just like a little shiver.
He sees a lot of blur. He knows that there is quite a bit of army there, but he doesn't know how much it is. Overseas flying now is like, oh, that's way more than I anticipated. All of the Corruptors will. Whoa! Recall for days saves the mothership.
This poor Tempest got left alone.
Yeah. Oh my god, what a beautiful fleet pick. Man, this is like the Endless game on Blu-ray. Yeah.
It's sick.
It's
sick
not
move
on DVD. It would have looked different, guys. It's really important that it's on Blu-ray. Team Battletoads. Hey, this Tempest survived.
He made it.
Oh my god.
He's like, sup guys?
Private Ryan.
you guys use your little warp drive thing. It's okay. I'm still here.
How awesome is that? How did he make it home? I guess there was really no anti-air left. He could have probably finished the game by himself if he really wanted to. What a beautiful game by Stork. Let's take a look at the units lost resource tab. It's kind of even, but Stork has just been out mining Snute. Sorry guys, I brought it up way too slow. Sometimes I do like, you know, I look at it for like 0.1 second and then I rotate back to production tab.
It's all good. It's all good, Roddy. Yeah. Snute has actually, yeah, he has not been able to be cost effective with these swarm hosts, and that is pretty much the whole entire goal of that composition.
Why is it not clicking?
Yeah.
For a second the animation wasn't there, right? Or am I crazy?
Yeah,
it looked like it wasn't there. Anyway, now it is. Everything's back to normal.
So he can try to abduct. Okay, he's going to kill the mothership, which is nice. But then he's got a long way to go from here, and he has no money.
Yeah.
He's got no money. Oh, pulls in one of the Void Rays, and it's gonna
kill 4 Corruptors.
Correct.
Just kidding. It's not good. Look at Stork. Oh, Stork.
He's got yeah, he is he's feeling confident in this game.
Where's his drone? I want to see. I want to find his drone that's on this mission.
He is feeling very comfortable in this game. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
He should. He played a phenomenal game on Overgrove. Look, this drone.
He's like, I just want to build a base. Nope, denied. And Snute, well, has a job in that game that puts this series at a 1-1 map score. So.
Yeah, really cool game on Overgrove, where on a certain point, if I was Stork, I would have definitely been quite worried. Be like, all right, you know, the Zerg has stabilized. Where do you take it from here? But he just kept doing what he was supposed to do. He ran around with small groups of units, something that Huck has been doing a lot over the last few months as well. Just snipe creep too much left and right, snipe creep too much left and right. Then hop into the main base as well. He somehow got those Colossus out there, like you said, it's like an elephant through the shaft, you said?
Yeah, like an elephant trying to get through an elevator shaft.
An elevator shaft. Why an elevator shaft? Why not like an shaft?
Maybe I might have said ventilation duct or something.
No, you said shaft.
Okay, an elevator shaft.
No, like I meant an elevator through a shaft.
Yeah, an elephant through an elevator shaft.
Did I say an elephant shaft?
I don't know.
What if you put an elevator through an elephant shaft?
No, thanks.
No, not working?
No, I don't think it's gonna work.
Alrighty. Either way, it was a really cool game by Stork. A lot of good moves. Our final map of this series is going to be played on Nimbus, so it's unlikely that we're going to see Swarmos on this one, as this map is so incredibly large that it's kind of hard to make Swarm hosts work. Either way, we're ready for Game 3. The players are ready. They invited us as well, which means they don't hate us yet. And hopefully you guys at home don't hate us yet either. As we actually have a lot of StarCraft to cast in the next 24 hours, Nate.
That's right. There's just so much StarCraft, you really have no idea. And on this map, I think probably one of the matches I've been looking forward to the most out of this group. The red Zerg player in the bottom right from Team Liquid is Snute.
Never seen. Sure, I had myself muted. It's very hard to cast when you mute yourself. This is the first time ever that I see this Norwegian flag on our broadcast. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, they made the audible really nicely on that one to bring it out. We have not had any Nords play here in the ESL studios in America just yet. I don't know when they would, to be honest, but anything is possible.
Maybe we can invite Targa over.
I can dig it.
Targa to live in America. He has lived in Australia before, so why wouldn't he be able to live in America?
Yeah. So, Nimbus,
Hey, you have to introduce Stork as well, Nate. Don't be so mean.
Okay.
Stork deserves
in the bottom left position, the blue Protoss player. He's really good against Swarm hosts. It's Stork.
He's also a Brood War legend. You see, our production guy was waiting to bring up that flag of Stork. And if you wouldn't have done it, he would have been very sad. He would have been sitting for the next 4 minutes. He's like, should I?
He's like, guys, can I just put the graphic there anyway?
Anybody? Like we're watching in the middle of the map following a probe. Stork. Like, no, you silly production guy. This probe is not Stork.
That wouldn't be bad. Like, if the probe was going to proxy, then it'd be cool. But I guess random probe, maybe. I don't know if that probe
we can do that if it's like, you know, if we ever, like, Says America cast a game of Weed and Mints, we actually just use the flag next to the probe. Or next to the forge, you know? Next to the forge,
yeah. We're going to wait to introduce this guy to you so you can understand what he's really all about.
I'm very surprised, by the way, to see Stork go gateway first on such a large map like Nimbus. All jokes aside, it is really important that Snute has scouted Stork as main first, because I think Snute is very happy with identifying that he's playing against someone who goes gate first into a Nexus on Nimbus. Because that's not something that I would have expected, Nate.
Yeah, no, it's I would have expected to see a Nexus first again, just because it's a huge map. However, I don't know. Snute, like, is Snute, if you had to play like a best of 9 or best of 7 against Snute, and you like, would you really be afraid to go Nexus first almost every game?
No. But sometimes it's better not to go Nexus first if you want to follow it up with a strong 2-base push. Because your 2-base pushes hit a lot quicker if you go Gateway first into Nexus. Because Gateway first, of course, means quicker Cybercore, means, you know, quicker Warp Gate. And if Snute doesn't scout that immediately on a large map like Nimbus, sometimes it can be very hard to scout in general. And the Zerg play will not actually be able to tell the difference between a Gateway first or a Nexus first.
Yeah.
However, that's not the case this time because the Overlord did scout it. So if Stork had any ambitions like that, he's going to have to forget about them. And he's actually going to follow it up with a Stargate, though.
I like Stargates. I love Stargates in this situation. It's a very direct, fast path to get to Snute's natural expansion. And, you know, if you don't have everything prepared perfectly, suddenly that Oracle runs in, could just, you know, kill the Queen and then go for drones. Or in this instance, we could have Phoenix.
I think one Oracle into Phoenixes wouldn't even be bad in this situation.
Yeah. Do you think, is this a map where you think eventually that Phoenix or Oracle into Void Ray is also a good play for a fast third? No, it's just me straight Phoenix.
Yeah, I don't mind it. What I'm curious about right now is when he's gonna fly out with his Phoenixes. I'd be very surprised if he reveals the first one. If he does that. Oh, Circling squeeze in. Oh, that's a good scout over here. Look at this happy little Circling. Scouts the Stargate, also sees those 3 gateways. This is like the best 6 minutes, 16 seconds Zergling scout that I've ever seen in my life.
He definitely got lucky there. That was nice. That was really nice for that Zergling.
All this Red Bull made my mouth like really watery, and I was like trying to finish my sentence, but then there's like all this Red Bull was like I had a really hard time saying Zergling.
It's all good. This Overlord's gonna die. This poor guy. I gotta imagine, man. How many Overlords? That's like the statistics that we want from Blizzard, right? How many Overlords die to a Phoenix in the first 10 minutes of StarCraft 2 games? Like, how many Overlords do Protoss players really kill? Because it's got to be like a crazy number. I just see that, and like how many Reapers die early on, like Terrans against Zerg. Like,
you mean like in all games worldwide?
Yeah. I'm sure those stats.
Why would you want that?
The stats. Those are cool stats.
No,
like,
that's the most useless stat
I
I've
would
ever heard
love
of.
to know how many like Protoss players lose a Phoenix in the first like 10 minutes. Like how many Protoss players actually would lose a Phoenix? Because Stork, he shouldn't be that guy, and I'm not saying that he will, but just imagine if you could know.
Wow, 5 spore crawlers. Snute is not underreacting against the Phoenixes.
He's not even making too many. Yeah, I guess he's still putting them out, but he's making that robo switch very quickly.
Yeah, it's not a super quick robo, but it is indeed a relatively quick follow-up. Sometimes you see them drop the robo after like 1 Phoenix already, so he didn't really rush it. I think Stork is just gonna go macro mode from this one. An 8-minute Nexus is still very quick when you open up with 5 Phoenixes, by the way, guys. Like it may not look all that quick, but how does he even do this? I don't understand this. He has 4 gateways plus 1, he has 5 Phoenix, he's getting a Twilight, he's getting a robo, and a Nexus at the 8-minute mark. Does this clock go slower than my games, by the way? Because I'm like happy if I get a Nexus at the 10-minute mark when I have 5 Phoenixes and 4 gateways.
Yeah, I think it's like he doesn't really have too much backbone behind as far as a gateway army goes. When
yeah, and he's
this.
also down 22 workers. That explains a little bit.
Yeah, so he's getting out a lot of tech. He's getting out his third base, and I feel like this is a kind of setup that if maybe if Stork can get away with this for just a little bit longer, which he should be able to since Snute is going for a hive and swarm hosts again, I feel like he should be able to power up pretty nicely off of the setup he got, even though he's behind right now technically.
Now I've seen some sick games from Snute on horizontal spawning locations on a map like Frost, where he makes ridiculous queen swarm host pushes. With Stork expanding towards him, you know, if Snute is able to secure his 4th base, and he can just like basically move forward, drop some creep tumors. However, against all these Phoenixes, I have a really hard time imagining that he's going to be able to get that far. This Phoenix is going to see the... Did he see it? I mean...
He knows about the hive.
Yeah. But he doesn't know about swarm host. Hive does not have to mean swarm host. Could also be rushing into ultras.
Yeah, they're not mutually inclusive.
That would be surprising, but...
So these queens are going to go out and spread some creep, which is nice.
Which is already way better than Snute ever had going for himself on Overgrowth.
That's true. This map is so big. He has a lot of extra space. And is Nimbus too... Oh, I know what...
Great
I guess
face, no
it's
space.
Not. Is this map... Is it too choky, I think, for... I actually think this is... We could say big maps. Okay, so what I'm probably trying to say is big maps are usually bad for swarm hosts, but this map feels like it might not be with how many choke points there are. Like...
I don't think it's a great map for swarm host. You know, that's my opinion. I don't think there's all that much that he can potentially do with them. I mean, like, if he starts pushing with swarm host and like it's a heavy swarm host number, it's like between 15 and let's say between 13 and 20, and it's at the 13-minute mark, yes, then it's still extremely scary. But okay, this is a little similar to how he does it on Frost though. It's just queens and swarm host, and then he brings like a spore and spine as well. But look at Stork, he has such good vision of this because of the Phoenixes early on, and also because of the Overseer. Excuse me, the observer that he has over here, that he's gonna swing around in the middle of the map. He might be able to kill this base and then recall if he has a mothership core, but he doesn't have a mothership core. Which Protoss does not have a mothership core at the 12-minute mark other than me?
He's just realized it. It's like, oh, well, that's mildly frustrating. Kills the observer, though. But it's really nice that he can force these units back because he doesn't have to worry about the swarm host hitting his 3rd base already.
This army is... I mean, like, okay, it's undetected so far, but... Look, Locust. You little guy. This little guy has a dream that one day he'll find a Protoss army.
No, there doesn't seem to be a Protoss army to see. He went on a trip.
Yeah, man, that Locust had a good life. But there are a lot of animals that like run. Just like they're born and then they run around and then they die. They still had a great life.
That's a lot of animals.
No, like very short. Some
yeah.
animals live very long, like elephants. They can become very old.
There's some like turtles that can live. For
like 150 years.
It's sick.
That's so crazy, man. It's like you're gonna get a turtle and the turtle outlives you.
Man, turtles are really hard to kill. Not just in StarCraft. So this War Prism gets picked off quite nicely. He knows there are Vipers out. The Zealot's really not accomplishing too much though for Stork. However, Stork is going for double Colossus again. He's basically the same setup as last game, but I feel like he hasn't been able to get the same aggressive opportunities that he had in Overgrowth.
I couldn't agree more, Nate. He hasn't done any economic damage at all, other than the Phoenixes, but as good as that looked, guys, because yes, you know, Stork for the longest time didn't lose a single unit, but killing 18 killing, excuse me? What? Why are you putting it?
He's got a base hit in the top left.
Yeah, I know, I mentioned that before, I thought.
Yeah, it's just, it just struck me again.
And what I think is even more funny is that he's rallying probes one by one. It's like, you know, normally this is the most optimal way to like rally probes over, but you know, I think that only goes if the base is actually kind of close to you, Stork.
These zealots are gonna die to try to kill a spine crawler. No luck. As the transfuses are good.
This is the cutest way that I've ever seen to saturate a base. Look at all these probes. You go on a journey.
Yeah, it's a nice extra bit of gas income for sure.
What I tried to say though is that you know, even though the Phoenixes did a little bit of work, it really didn't slow Snute down that much. You know, every now and then he went from 60 to 55 drones and then from 75 to 70 drones. That doesn't really hurt. Losing these queens would hurt though. Phoenix is gonna fly in. A lot of queens over here though. I'm not sure if this is a fight that Stork really wants to take. Where are the locusts?
Now, there's a crazy number of queens.
Yeah, well,
here.
if there is no locust, then he definitely wants to take this fight.
He lifts them all up and he can't really kill them. Okay, now the Colossi deals some good damage.
Here are the locusts. Man, they're so quick on creep. Locusts on creep are so much more scary than locusts off creep, and they're already very scary off creep. This Zelnaga watchtower is like the most annoying Zelnaga watch in history. Oh, Phoenixes! Queens, transfuse, good transfuse.
Nice.
Oh man, and he's getting Phoenix.
He pulls him in.
Alright, the Loke's gonna work on his Nexus. His Nexus will die. Did Snute kill work as well? Yes, he did. He already killed like 21 probes throughout this game. Stork is just going to expand all over the map. However, this time it's Snute dealing economic damage to a Protoss. And I am really amazed that Snute has so far made this style work, Nate. Like, I know that he did this on Frost. I casted this game where he did this against Minigun in this show match that they played against each other, and it was just brutal. It was like the most imbalanced way of Swarmos play that I've ever seen in my life. Mini kind of tried to rush up to air units immediately. Just stood absolutely no chance because there were like Viper, Spore Crawlers, Queens, and Swarmos knocking at his third base at like the 13-minute mark. It was just stupid. I really did not expect Snute to be able to pull this off. Look at the creep threat, by the oh my god, what is going on over here? He gets like very expensive kills over here as well. Sentries, High Templars, he's getting everything. This is starting to look kind of bad for Stork.
Yeah, Snute is, I really like the spot that he's in.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that, you know, he has half the map covered in creep and is on 5 bases.
And has 37 swarm hosts.
And has a lot of swarm hosts.
This is game number 3 of a best of 3. So this means that the winner of this series will move on to the winners match of Group B Inter Extreme Masters Shenzhen.
Where he'll play Innovation.
Yes, where Innovation is waiting for either Stork or Snute. Who do you think the Innovation rather plays against?
Innovation probably... Oh, that's actually a really hard call. I think Innovation probably rather play against Stork just because he's already lost to Snute very recently. And Snute's ZvT. Snute is one... Actually, Snute is one of the guys that makes my job as a Terran player easier, because he says himself that he thinks that Zerg is way too strong versus Terran. So I feel like that's not a guy you want to play against as Terran.
Then again, it is Innovation in TVZ. And he just made True look bad.
That is true. Ah, yes.
Nay, you're not even trying anymore, are you?
No.
Right, there are a bunch of void. Where are the Stargates, by the way, hidden? Okay, he hit all of the Stargates on the top side of the map.
See, this is where I get my 4v4 vibe.
This is like 007 and 006 when they're like planting the bombs in GoldenEye.
Yeah.
He's like, for England, James? No, for me. Oh, the best James Bond movie of all time. I love GoldenEye, man. Not just the game, but the actual movie is really good.
Dude, Snute, how is he gonna get Snute out of his base? He's got all these swarm hosts locked down in his natural. And he's like, yeah, he's starting to kill some of the creep, but these transfuses on the queens have been gnarly. Like, he just has to hope this mass weight array switch does it. But I think with queens and infestors, it should not be possible.
What Snute needs to do is just get like one more base, slowly but steady kill his army, abduct it a little bit, move forward with queens and vipers. And like, Snute's army, of course, is really immobile, and that's frustrating. But he's already getting a lot of different upgrades. I would actually love to see him just focus on air upgrades, because he's going to be able to be so much richer than Stork is. I have no idea how Stork has lost his entire main natural turret and still has 3,000 minerals in the bank. Like, that's actually remarkable. not a whole lot has died in this game, you know? Like, it really looks like Snute has been massacring Stork, and he got a couple of good kills here and there, but in a weird way, not a whole lot has died yet.
Stork has just rotated around the map.
In 3 minutes, no one will ever be able to... If you just join the stream, there's no way that you can tell that Stork actually spawned in the left bottom side of this map. 3 minutes from now on, Nate. This will never happen. The Illuminati is real.
Yeah, I see a couple triangles out there on the map. He's getting a fleet beacon as well, so it's got to be Tempest, right?
A little bit of everything. Air upgrades, Tempest, carriers. I don't think it really matters. I think he just wants to get upgrades.
There are people that actually used to really, really strongly support the carrier against this style build.
Minigun kept telling me, he's like, Roddy, carriers. I was like, no. He's like, yes. I was like, no, Mini. I don't want to be that guy. Then he told me, if you ever want to beat Zerg, you have to be that guy.
And then Pigmity made carriers and lost with them.
Yeah, but that was Terran.
That's
Phoenixes pick up a bunch of queens. They're all full on energy, by the way. If these 4 queens die, only 10 queens remain. For your information.
Still a lot of queens. Oh, picks up an infestor. That's nice. If we could get a kill, that'd be really nice. Oh!
Immortal, High Templar, just, you know, a small little skirmish going on over here.
Yeah. Those Templar have some pretty wicked death sounds, too.
Was that the Roddy soundboard or was that me? I really felt it was close to the Roddy soundboard.
Our production guys do have it hooked up, you know.
Small little skirmish going on over here. Uh-oh. Time for a beer. The bars are probably closing in Southern California, so we're not even able to get a beer anymore. For the people who just joined us, we are casting this game from our regular studio in sunny Burbank, Southern California, where it's not all that sunny right now, as it's midnight. And we are doing a night shift for all of you. And of course for ourselves as well, because this is entertaining. It's fun to cast some StarCraft. After this, we'll be driving to Santa Monica to be casting a Red Bull qualifier for Detroit. That's going to happen at 9 AM for us. And right after that, we're gonna drive back to this studio to guest another day of Intel Extreme Masters.
Sick.
Our lives are pretty cool.
There's a lot of StarCraft.
We have no home. We live in studios.
We are actually living out of your car tonight.
Yes.
For like 36 hours. It's
pretty cool, man. Just go to Skid Row. Just kidding. That's not good. That's scary.
All right. So the Tempest count is rising. His +2 air weapons are on the way. I mean, double cybernetic score. That's actually just funny to think about. He's got a lot of upgrades being chrono boosted out for these forces. I just lost one of them. That was one of his cyber cores.
Oh, really?
That was one getting +2 attack.
Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, so Snute is getting all the good upgrades. He's like working on his technology score at the end of the game, you know, where you have the score summary. And then it's like technology over 9,000.
Yeah. This is a really nice setup, though, for Snute. Like, you just have so much of the map, but Stork, like, can Stork do this? Like, Snute should have the most ridiculous bank ever by the end of this game, right? He can take all the bases that Stork had because there's still a lot of resources left.
Yeah, I know. There's almost no telling how this game is going to go. Stork has done this very well in not being a stubborn Protoss. Like, Johan, Le Tot Merlot, often likes to make fun of me for how stubborn I am. Stork has definitely not been a stubborn man. Whenever he saw an army that he couldn't fight in that phase in the game, he just avoided it. Like, take it all. Lost a bunch of sentries, lost some of my Templars, lost a few Phoenixes, lost his entire base infrastructure. It did not matter to Stork because he realized that he was not capable of fighting that army. And that kind of put Snute in an awkward position, because Snute is like, alright, well, I'm killing like everything that you have, but I also can't step off creep because my army is really immobile and kind of bad if caught out of position without Locusts and Queens of creep and stuff like that. So this game is somehow dragged on. Snute, of course, this time does have a bank. He doesn't have that much gas yet, but there's so much gas available. That is a sick fungo. Where's the mothership core? There is no mothership core. Oh my god.
That's a lot of infested Terrans, and these infestors are going to hold this force down. That's some anti-air for you, Zerg players, but the armor upgrades are quite nice. However, given time, he's picked off quite a few of these units.
Yeah. Still a few more fungals.
Just needs maybe. Oh, now that the queens are here, just needs 1 or 2 more fungals. Nope.
Fungo.
No energy.
It's middle time.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, that was almost really awesome.
Stork has still lost 16,000 resources more than Snute did. Most of that in buildings, but still.
I mean, when you have to rebuild your entire everything, and you're still in a standard game.
This is like modern warfare, where there's like islands splitting each other's economy apart. And this is just like all there is between the war zone.
That is no man's land. This non-pathable bridge.
Every now and then, like a probe tries to be a divergent and join the dark side. Runs over this little path. You get electrocuted, or you can fall through the holes. Lots of people have died trying to escape from the Protoss fortress.
That makes me really sad.
Yeah, escape from Nexus.
+2 air weapons got restarted. Observer speed is being researched, and +3 air armor. So Stork is running everything out. Actually, the +2 upgrades are about to complete for Snute as well.
Oh my god, look at Snute. Snute's army supply, Nate, is illegal in some countries.
That is a lot of army supply.
It's 159, that is so huge.
It's almost like he's Terran. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow. What an army supply.
Oh. Yay. Okay, so
Alrighty.
Locust can't kill anything now.
So, my best guess for Snute is, that eventually he's to start picking up some units and then just like remax on a bunch of Corruptors and then just kill this entire army. Then again, Void Rays and Storm are really, really deadly, so maybe he should go Mutalisk. Mutalisk is actually really good against this army, much better than Corruptors. What am I talking about with Corruptors? Storm is scary, but other than Storm, nothing in this army is very good. Ooh, good feedback.
Nice, nice.
The Mothership Core is a big problem for Mutalisk because it can soak up so much damage.
Yeah. Oh, he's like fungling the Observer. He's like, no detection.
3 fungals for the Observer. Hashtag worth it. Does Snute know about these two? No. Man, there's actually like... oh my god.
That's, man, talk about... Look at that one pylon doing all that work to keep these cannons alive, too. It's a real champ.
Pylon, you're the real MVP. There are a lot of real MVPs in this game. I mean, eventually Stork is gonna have to fight his army. I don't really know if he's aware of that, but... Or he just tries to kill one unit at a time. Gets a couple of good feedbacks there, man. That was an expensive little try by Snute. He does land a good fungal on a bunch of these High Templars that will probably get picked off. So, look. Oh, still land the feedback. Man, look at these High Templars juking fungals. Those High Templars were worth their weight in gold. All the Vipers have died. Is there energy on any of these Vipers? We have 5 Vipers, but none of them have energy for an Abduct. More Templars are coming in from the low ground. Whoa, Colossus suddenly low exposed. What happened to the mothership? Where did he recalled?
He mothership. I mean, he recalled back.
I mean, he left a bunch of Colossus very exposed.
I think his mothership got fungled and he just didn't want to lose it.
Alright, so he's still... Snute has still killed 16,000 of resources more.
It's crazy to think this game's gone on for 30 minutes and Snute hasn't lost 10,000 resources yet.
Yeah, that is cost effective. He's definitely lost 10,000 locusts. But 10,000 locusts have died. I think.
Alright, so he's just endlessly adding on static defense. And just constantly shifting it forward.
Slow and steady wins the race for Liquid Snute. Of course, a very important game for him. If he wins this game, Innovation is waiting in the winner match of the Intox 3 Masters Group B. Shenzhen. We joked about seeing Swarm Host at the start of the night, Nate.
Oh yeah. I was like, you know what? It's a late cast.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some late games. The Swarm hosts determine how much sleep we get tonight. They literally determine how much sleep we get.
And so far, the Swarm host is saying that you're heading to the Red Bull office anyway. There should be plenty of Red Bull. Gets a bunch of High Templars again. The unit's lost resource type is not getting any prettier if you're a Protoss or Stork fan. Or if you're just hoping that Stork wins.
I mean, Stork has a very long way to go through, but he's actually got more bank than Snute because of all those hidden bases on the right side.
Yeah.
Now he's running some units over there,
I
but
would
he
love
sees
to
the great
see
wall
him.
of cannons.
I would love to see him get some Warp Prisms, Nate. He has plenty of money. He's a double robo over here. Come on, Stork. You were so awesome in that last game. You were getting all the Warp Prism harassment done throughout the entirety of the game. And I would love to. I don't really understand why he's not thinking about it this game, Nate. He has plenty of minerals to throw around.
Neural parasites being researched.
Oh, fungal lens. Yeah, I saw that as well. It's kind of cute. And that actually really helps in stealing the mothership. We saw that last weekend as well, Battlegrounds Atlanta, in Josephia against Vibe.
Yeah, Joseph versus Vibe.
Yeah, like getting a neural parasite on the mothership is actually huge because you can, do a lot. Can you recall a mothership to your hatchery? No, right?
No. I mean, it's like a weird ability, right? It's only targetable to a nexus.
Yeah. So what if you see an enemy nexus? Can you recall it to that nexus? I wonder if anyone has ever done that. That would be so sick. You just like recall half the army and you kill the rest. I would like Twitter universe. Reach out to us.
Some units work weird like that. Like you can neural parasite a mule and it'll mine for you. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, feedback land. Twitter universe, let us know. Hashtag IEM via Twitter. Twitter.com/NataniusTV. Twitter.com/Rotterdam08. If you neural parasite a mothership and you have vision of this nexus, can you then recall the neural mothership to this nexus? Is that possible?
Yeah, the only thing I know for a fact is that if you use a time warp, it goes back against you after. Look at this, he's bringing this home.
Whoa.
Poor little Tempest.
It was a trap.
Never knew it hit him. So this is cool. I haven't seen Neural Parasite in a while, but Tempest was still good. So this is still tricky. He's got to use Abduct in conjunction with...
Stork really needs to start harassing a little bit, Nate. Like, okay, there we go. Double Warp Prism on the way. Love it,
He's
Stork.
got Oracles too.
Because like these locusts are getting closer and closer to the base. The Spore Crawlers as well. Snute has done this so phenomenally, by the way. Of course, you know, there are a lot of people who don't enjoy watching this style, and that's fine. Different strokes. Ooh. Well, Stork, relentless. Different strokes for different folks.
Killed his own man.
It doesn't take away that this does require a crazy amount of skill, and how Snute has done this so far is absolutely magnificent.
Did you know if you neural the mothership? Oh wow, plus 1 armor. No, plus 1 armor.
The famous 37-minute plus 1 armor snipe. It's a timing attack, guys.
It
might actually finish up, Nate.
Plus
1 armor.
Oh, it finished. It finished. It had to. No.
No. No.
He doesn't have any ground units anyway.
Well,
that was funny.
But he's gonna get zealot soon, Nate.
He's got a lot of money to build zealots with.
There are locusts everywhere. There's creep everywhere. If you look at this mini-map, this is how you spell Protoss Nightmares. In a hidden Zerg sign language.
In the hidden Zerg sign language. Boom.
Where is Proto? Poor Stork, man. He's just
rebuilding his forge. He really wants that plus 1 armor.
Stork is like this kid that's just bullied in a corner, and he like keeps avoiding the people that he really doesn't want to mess with, but they just keep chasing him around the playground. Snute, you're being very mean in this game.
Oh, here we go!
Mothership,
neural.
Come on! Oh. Double, yeah, you can do double time warp.
You know the time warp when this I was actually right about to talk about this, but this mothership, if
man, it's so beautiful when it's 2 in 1.
Yeah, when that mothership turns back, see the locusts, it slows him down. His own time warp slow him down.
And the mothership core has died as well. I feel like slowly but steady, this is the end of Stork. I mean, Stork still has money. Snute actually has no gas because he just made 13 Corruptors. I guess that has something to do with it. All right, we have Zealots. Zealots, you got your work cut out for you.
Go!
But now, like, without a mothership, and Stork lost all of his cyber cores, so he can't actually rebuild the mothership, which means that he can't recall for a while. And even soon he has recall, he can't avoid this static D army. There's going to be oracles. Of course, oracles can drop revelation.
Revelation. And that allows him to see and use the Tempest range.
Yeah.
That's really all you read. I mean, does he need more than that at this point in the game? Well, I guess he needs...
Yeah, he needs Zealot harass. He really does.
Spine crawler.
He waited a little too long with this. I would have loved to see him do this a little quick, especially because he has 10,000 minerals banked up. Upgrades. 3. Alright, these Protoss air units are not going to be any stronger than they currently are.
Oh, these probes.
And these locusts will never be more frustrating than they currently are. Other than now.
I mean, they've been pretty frustrating all game. At least for Stork.
There are oracles. What are oracles going to do with these queens? Do you remember when oracles had this weird ability that you could leach minerals and gas from a building?
Wasn't it the corruptor that had that one? Or?
No, it was the oracle. You could like hover the oracle above an assimilator, and then you can get like +4 minerals, +2 gas or something like that.
This is a situation where I wish the replicator unit was back, and then you could build your own swarm hosts.
Ah, that was a thing. I've never played with that unit. Were we ever able to play with that unit, or was it only showed in demo videos?
I think it was only demoed. There was a custom map in Wings of Liberty that had all the HOTS units, and it did have that.
The replicator was a Protoss unit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
they showed that
awful.
video.
If you opened with a tank or a Banshee, like they just copied it, and then you were dead.
That was so cool, man. I remember seeing that.
I'm sure the Protoss player thought that was cool. Yo, someone at K Clark SC2 tweets no. For the same reason you cannot recall to an enemy nexus in PvP.
Well, I have never tried to do it in the PvP either. But thank you very much, Kieran Clark. You can follow him at KC Clark or K Clark
SC2.
Thank you very much for your input.
Keep those tweets rolling.
Yeah, we also want to hear where you guys are from, because for us it's a night shift. It's currently, what time is it?
It is 12:32 in the morning, Roddy.
Oh, it's still early.
night
Just
is
30 minutes past midnight for us, but we'd love to hear where are you guys watching the Intel Extreme Masters Shenzhen from. Let us know, hashtag IEM, and of course tweet at us, twitter.com/IEM or twitter.com/IntaneousTV, twitter.com/RollerDem08. And no, this is not one of those, oh my god guys, please follow us on Twitter. This is just, we love hearing where you guys are from.
This is just, this game's going on for a while. We'd love to hear your feedback.
Yes, really, that's all there is to
Please.
it. You guys definitely should follow twitter.com/IEM though. That is a very important follow. Show them some love. It's been a, you know, we're not gonna lie, it's been a bumpy weekend so far, but I have all the faith in the awesome team in China that things will get better from this point on, as the European crew of ESL is pretty fantastic in putting up events. They've been doing it for so long.
Well, someone asked a mind-bending question. He says, someone in the chat, what if you neural a probe, build your own nexus, and then neural the enemy mothership? Then can you recall that mothership to your nexus?
Oh yeah, because
I think you should be able to.
Yeah, because
then if you had your own mothership.
What a good question! Oh my god, this guy! I want to know what this guy studies, and who said the people on Twitch are not smart, or Twitch chat.
Oh man,
that is the deepest. I am actually not going to be able to sleep tonight. Well, I'm not going to sleep anyway because I have to cast all the time. But even if I would be able to sleep, I would not actually be able to sleep without knowing the answer to that question. What a great question!
Oh, man, apparently you can. Someone says yes, you can. I've tried it in Unit Tester
because I hate life.
I'm so bored. I just sit in Unit Tester all day, and I'm like, can I recall my enemy's mothership to my base? Sick life, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my god, I love these guys. They're awesome. All right. I think someone who's having a little less fun than us right now is Stork.
He's like, man, what do I do now? There's no more bases to go to.
He's been trying to harass a little bit with the Warp Prism. He almost got the Hive, and I would have loved to like shout at it and pretend it's really important, but I don't think it's all that important right now. Neither are all the extractors. Is this map dry now? There's still a lot.
No, there's a lot more
this
Swarmos
map
to be made.
This map is so large.
Map is huge. Oh, there's a Warp Prism.
Corruptors are chasing down the Warp Prism. Of course, we want to welcome all the new viewers to the stream as well. This is the second stream of the Intel Extreme Masters. Did the main stream end? Hey, do you have any updates for us? Open Wikipedia. Tell me what happened in Group A.
Let's look.
Did Illusion 4-0 his group?
Unfortunately, Illusion got 0-4'd in his group.
Oh.
Group A, for any of you that, you know, were watching this instead of Group A for some reason, Zest and San, the two Protoss players, advanced over the Terrans.
Oh, two Protoss advanced? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna try not to make any further comments lest I reveal my hidden bias.
Oh, poor Jockey. Lost 2-1 to Zest, lost 2-1 to Sun.
He was close.
Yeah, he was really close. Well, someone who's also close, by the way, is Snute.
Yeah.
He's been close for a while. Stork is Stork should like actually go on an evacuation mission. Oh, abducts on the mothership. Yep, here we go.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Boom, there's the time warps.
Once again, falling to pieces.
Oh, he
can't deny it. Can't pretend. I thought you were.
His Tempest killed his own mothership.
The one. Yeah,
broken up deep inside.
All right. So what do you do now if you're Stork? Other than write ... Do you think he's gonna write ... No, he doesn't.
He can't lift his buildings and hide in the corner of the map, so I'm not sure if he
that
has
would
many
actually
options.
probably get him a draw.
Yeah, man.
Oh, the High Templars! Okay, this is a really, really, really expensive
Well, now
loss.
there's no more feedbacks.
This
so
has just been
abduct.
This is really painful to watch.
Bada boom.
All right, he's he's moving
going
in.
for it. Well, that's not gonna work.
No, he just lost so much. There are so many locusts.
You can't engage this.
No,
like,
you just can't. These zealots are really annoying me as well.
You actually, he's got so many changelings. You actually cannot engage this.
Stork is going to be broke soon, by the way. I feel that this is slowly but steady the end. Slow and steady. Oh my god, that's the biggest overkill I've ever seen. Let's do math on stream. 18 Tempest. Shoot at a changeling, which dies after one hit of anything.
All right.
How much overkill is that?
That's a lot of overkill. So we've got people watching from Oakland in California.
Oakland.
We've got Pittsburgh, Redmond, Pennsylvania.
Man,
someone from UK. People from all over the world.
Yeah, that's awesome. So many Americans still alive. Still awake.
Still
Definitely
alive.
Still alive.
Better be.
Yeah. No massacre on Twitch, please. Alright, Stork is still flying around with a Warp Prism. He is unfortunately very broke, and there is no way that he's ever going to be able to mine any minerals. Do you think that Stork is the type of guy that's going to try to force a draw? More Abducts landing, more Force, more Fungals landing as well. I actually forgot the names of the spells of these units. It's been hard testing this game. 49 minutes of Locust, Spores, and Queens. But once more, Snute has done this very, very well. It was a beautiful way how he opened up. It's a very greedy opening, but Stork was also playing sort of greedy because he went up for 3 bases, 3 base nexus at 8-minute mark. Look at the temps, by the way. They one-shot Spores.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do this before, Stork, with some revelation? You know, I think Overgrowth already showed us that Stork is much more of a Colossus. Let's
How
macro.
many Tempests are there, by the way? Just curious.
31.
31 Tempests. All right, continue. Sorry.
No, I think that Stork is one of those pros players that's kind of like Huck and like Noni that prefers to run around with Colossus Stalkers, High Templars, and just do a lot of stuff and multitask around the map, much rather than relying on the big air army. Because, you know, as well as Snute did this, I feel that Stork could have been slightly more effective with his long-range Protoss air units. He could have been dropping revelations. He could have been actually harassing during that. He could have killed Vipers all the time, and I felt this game so often he lost High Templars, he lost the Mothership.
Well, this is it, man. These Tempests actually have to win him the game now.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't
like,
rebuild an army like
we're
this.
gonna get 26 Corruptors soon, and then Snute actually needs some gas. Do you think that these Tempests could theoretically win the game? No. How many Spore Crawlers do we have? We have structures. 20 Spore Crawlers. He should Spore Crawler rush, just like unroot everything and like all
right into him.
Root him below the Tempest. How cool would it be if Stork actually wins this game? Like I love.
My mind would be blown.
Yeah,
dude. He's killing
Snute.
his own swarm host so that he can get more supply.
Okay, the spores are the dangerous thing here. You know, actually, with the current bank of Snute, Snute might be forced to fight soon. He's gonna build so many spores, and he's gonna run all the
if
spores.
If he fights with the Queens, though, the transfuses will be real.
Right. But Tempest can. Oh my God! Do you think this is possible? No.
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 It can't be.
Tell me it's not possible.
He still has an Infestor or two as well, and if he can get those in,
Stork
with
is still mining. He's gonna get another Tempest.
If he can get one fungal on this clumped army, then bring in the Queens and the Corruptors.
So what is the best thing that Snute can do against his army? Spore, Queen, Corruptor, correct?
Yeah.
Snute still has so much money. He should just make more Queens.
Doing, yeah.
More Queens, more Spores.
More Queens.
Look at these Spores. All Sport. Spore Crawlers of Nimbus. Assemble.
They see me sporing.
Well, from what is that again? Like, resemble.
Riding dirty, no?
No, like, it's like
the album? I don't know.
No, I'm not talking about a song. I'm talking about like a TV series, like Warriors of the Night. Oh yeah, it's no, never mind. I'm thinking about Warcraft 3, the Priestess of the Moon. He was always like Warriors of the Night, assemble. Sorry, man, I just had a deja vu moment.
Avengers Assemble.
No, I'm talking about the Priestess of the Moon from Warcraft 3.
I got
one of her, you know, like the Farseer had things like "My eyes are open" and "The future is ours." And the Priestess of the Moon had like "Warriors of the Night, assemble." Either way, come on, where are the spores?
Oh! No. It almost got really intense for a second there. Oh, man. This game has been pretty gnarly.
Alright, Snute is still mining gas from these extract. No,
so the next.
Look at this Dark Templar. He's on an epic journey. Why would you wipe in a Dark Templar when you can get another Tempest?
I don't know. I think
if Stork would somehow get
imagine if he parks 1 or 2 Archons under this, then you can't bring the Corruptors over, right? Because they need to like all target fire and splash.
Now what he actually needs soon is like when all the Swarmos have been killed off, then he just needs to wipe in like a bunch of High Templars. He needs to like what he needs to do is like he should have done this a long time ago, and then we got off topic talking about like I don't know Spore Crawlers hating or something like that. But he could have like built 1 Warp Prism, then put a probe in the Warp Prism on a very special escort mission. Oh, Fungal!
Oh, he's got him. He's moving in there. Spread out the Queens are here to transfuse the landing left and right, and this should be it. You did not recover from this position with this many Queens. It's you know, it's just a little bit too much.
Look at all the corruption as well being drizzled all over these Tempests.
Snute's gonna advance to play against Innovation. GG. Stork taps out, and you know, a very well played long game. We finished it up at just about 55 minutes, so a very long Zerg versus Protoss.
78,000 resources lost for Stork against 36,000 resources lost for Snute. Snute put up a clinic of how to play Swarm mode in PvZ if you let him do whatever he wants in the first 12 minutes of the game. Very strong first push. I kind of liked Stork's response by avoiding the army, because there was just no way he's gonna fight that. The queens, the spores, in that phase in the game, he had no answer to it. So I really liked that he just like started expanding around the map. I thought it was awesome. What I did not think was awesome is that he didn't do the same amazing things as he did on Overgrowth. Like, he did no economic damage at all. He was sitting on 10,000 minerals. He could have been throwing away so many zealots left and right. Instead, he was just, like, trapped and bullied into this corner.
If he did all that cool stuff just a little bit earlier.
Yeah, like, by the time he was doing it, he was dead, almost.
If he started sniping those spores with, like, Oracle Revelation earlier, that would have been really nice. Because those Oracles never really ended up doing anything anyway.
I really think it's safe to say that Stork probably feels a lot more comfortable with Stalkers, Archons, High Templars, Colossus, and then multitask a little bit around the map, rather than sitting with this big Protoss air army, which he didn't really know what to do with, and then just kind of, you know, kind of sits there. It shoots every now and then, but slowly but steady gets picked apart. Either way, awesome game by Snute. Our foreign hope still lives. Norway fighting. Innovation is next. I wonder what kind of system they're using, by the way, because WCS went back to the system where the losers play first.
Yeah, I'm actually
but I think
not
at IEM, we're still using the system where the winners play first. Maybe our production team knows, if someone can let me know. Is it going to be Innovation versus Snute next? Or are we going to have... it's going to be the winners next match. So that means Snute versus Innovation. I can, however, imagine that Snute might need a small break.
Yeah, probably. So we're gonna take a couple minutes, guys. Just recover from that very long, epic game. And hopefully you guys get a chance to send out some more tweets, get a drink. Who knows? You know, some of you, it's 3:30 in the morning. For some of you, it's 12:40 like it is here. We'll see you guys in a few minutes' time. You're watching the Intel Extreme Masters, Shenzhen.